Have you ever experienced that eerie moment when you're absolutely certain something was one way, only to find out it's completely different? Welcome to our exploration of the Mandela Effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people share the same false memories. Today we're diving into some of the most bizarre examples that will have you questioning the reliability of your own recollections, from childhood storybooks to blockbuster movies and even iconic works of art. Grab a seat and let's take a journey together into a world where reality seems to blur with memory. For many of us, the beloved family of bears we grew up reading about has always been called the Berenstain Bears. Yet, a surprising number of people swear it was once spelled with an E instead of an A. The official title, as confirmed by the creators, is undeniably Berenstain. So, why do so many people, including myself, remember it differently? Some experts believe that our brains lean towards phonetic spelling, subconsciously replacing the usual stain ending with the more familiar stein. Over time, this altered memory becomes so ingrained that it feels as real as the original. This discrepancy has sparked debates among psychologists and pop culture enthusiasts, making the Berenstain mystery one of the most iconic examples of the Mandela Effect. Next up, step into the world of classic cartoons, and you might recall a title that seems to roll off the tongue as Looney Tunes. However, if you check the official archives, the beloved series is called, well, Looney Tunes, just spelled a little differently. This confusion likely stems from the term Toons, Toons, a casual abbreviation for cartoons, which seems to have seeped into our collective memory. The subtle shift in spelling highlights how language and familiarity can alter our recollections. The misremembering isn't just about letters, it taps into the way our minds work when recalling popular culture. Despite the widespread belief in the Toons spelling, every piece of evidence from vintage posters to official merchandise confirms that the classic series has always been Looney Tunes, Tunes. Imagine picturing the Fruit of the Loom logo in your mind. A cluster of fruits spilling out of a cornucopia. For many, this is the image that comes naturally, yet if you look at the official logo, you'll notice something strange. There is no cornucopia at all. The fruits appear on a plain background, and the cornucopia is simply a phantom of our collective memory. The phenomenon might be explained by our cultural association of abundance with cornucopias, which are frequently seen in art and advertising, but despite numerous claims and even reboots of the brand, the company has consistently maintained that a cornucopia was never part of the original design. This intriguing discrepancy forces us to wonder how shared symbols can be so vividly misremembered. I could have swore that there's a cornucopia in there. Monopoly is a game many of us have enjoyed or fought with our family for hours over, and one character stands out, of course, the suave, top-hatted tycoon known as Mr. Monopoly. A curious detail that persists in many people's memories is that he sports a monocle. Yet if you examine every official piece of Monopoly artwork, you don't find a trace of that accessory. This false memory might have been influenced by other iconic figures who do wear monocles, leading to a blending of images in our mind, but the idea of the monocled Monopoly man is so entrenched that even die-hard fans express shock upon learning the truth. This case perfectly illustrates how our brains can insert details that feel natural but have absolutely no basis in reality, challenging us to scrutinize what we know to be true. In the epic saga of Star Wars, a few characters are as memorable as C-3PO, the ever-anxious protocol droid. Many fans vividly remember him as being entirely gold. However, a closer look at the films reveal that C-3PO actually sports a silver leg, a detail that's easy to miss during the heat of intergalactic battles. This subtle design choice was intentional from the very beginning, adding a layer of realism to the droid's construction. Despite us, the dominant memory of an all-golden droid persists, perhaps because our minds focus on his overall gleam rather than the nuance of his design. This Mandela Effects reminds us that even in our most cherished cinematic universes, tiny details can be overlooked or forgotten, altering our perception of a character we thought we knew inside out. If you've ever dived into the lore of Star Wars, you've likely heard the iconic misquote, "Luke, I am your father." In reality, the line delivered by Darth Vader is, "No, I am your father." This misquotation has become so widespread that it's often repeated in pop culture despite its inaccuracy. The error might have been perpetuated by its dramatic cadence and how it encapsulates the shock of the revelation. This instance shows how a slight twist in wording can take on a life of its own, morphing into a cultural phenomenon that feels as definitive as any official script. It is a reminder of how our memories, no matter how fervently held, can stray from the truth, rewriting even the most legendary moments in film history. Calling all Pokemon fans, this one might ruffle some fur. Many remember Pikachu, the franchise's mascot, as having a black tip at the end of his tail. Yet, if you glance at official artwork and merchandise, Pikachu's tail is uniformly yellow. This discrepancy has baffled many, with some suggesting that early promotional images or fan art might have influenced our collective memory. While the official design has always been clear, the persistence of the black tip memory highlights just how powerful and malleable our recollections can be. It's a fascinating example of the Mandela Effect at work in modern pop culture, where even a tiny detail in a globally recognized character can spark debate and mystery among fans. So I ask you, which are you? Team Yellowtail or Team Blacktip? Let me know down below in the comments. Oh, we're having fun here on Most Amazing Top 10. When you picture Sherlock Holmes, what comes to mind? Chances are you envision the brilliant detective sporting a deerstalker hat. Surprisingly, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's original stories barely mention any headgear at all. The image of Holmes in that distinctive hat was popularized by illustrators and later adaptations, becoming a permanent part of his iconography. This phenomenon is a classic example of how media can reshape historical figures in our collective memory. The deerstalker hat, though not a creation of Conan Doyle, has become so closely associated with Holmes that it now defines his visual identity for millions of fans. This Mandela Effect illustrates how powerful imagery can override written details, permanently altering our understanding of well-known characters. Ever found yourself silently correcting the name of the familiar household product? Many people recall the brand as Febreze, with an extra E in the middle, yet the correct spelling is Febreze. This subtle difference has led to countless debates and head scratches. The confusion may stem from the way we naturally pronounce the word, or from how similar sounding words are stored in our memory, but despite extensive marketing and packaging that reaffirms the proper spelling, this small error in recollection continues to baffle consumers. The Febreze Mandela Effect is a reminder that even the most mundane aspects of our everyday lives, like cleaning products, our brains can play tricks on us, making us question what we thought we knew about something as simple as a brand name. But I'm gonna be honest, on this one, I think that the brand is wrong. Febreze. Febreze. If we're gonna say it Febreze, it should have 2 E's in it. I'll write a strongly worded email later to the Febreze team. Our final Mandela Effect takes us to the world of art. When you gaze at Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece, the Mona Lisa, you might recall her having delicate, defined eyebrows and some lashes even. Yet a close examination of the painting reveals that these features are either extremely faint or absent altogether. Some art historians argue that the eyebrows may have faded over time, or that da Vinci intentionally left them minimalistic. Others suggest that our memory fills in the gaps, influenced by countless reproductions or our own expectations of what a portrait should look like. This peculiar discrepancy has fueled debates among experts and enthusiasts, making it one of the more mystifying examples of the Mandela Effect. It changes not only our perception of art, but also the reliability of our visual memory, urging us to look twice at even the most familiar familiar images. Alright, are you tripping out after this list? Because I definitely am. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video today. I've been your host, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.